Noirin, I would love to talk to you about Advent and what it means to you. Advent is an ancient Christian festival, a really important time in the liturgical calendar. I think it goes back to the 4th century. So what does it mean to you, Advent, as a time of preparation before Christmas?
An awful lot, actually, Trish. I think it's probably my favourite time of the year because, of course, most of the details we have, as you know, theologically, are from the Luke Gospel, and Luke Gospel is known as the women's Gospel because it favours the women very much. So there at the very beginning of the Gospel, then it's all about the angel appearing. It's the time of the Holy Spirit. So many mentions, as you know, in Luke, that very first chapter about the Holy Spirit. And that's the Spirit that keeps us all going. That's the feminine, divine feminine between us all. And then Mary becoming pregnant and having the courage to say, yes, I do that. You know, because we often think of Mary as the demure little girl with no figure and just a little smile on her face kind of thing. Whereas I see her as feisty and banging on the table and say, what do you mean? And I do that. And then off to her old cousin Elizabeth, and them sharing that. No temples, no churches, no synagogues, but a home where they're visiting just like you are visiting me now today.
And I suppose the loveliness of it is the ordinariness of it too, that pregnant women do congregate together and meet each other and need the support of each other. I mean, I always found when I was pregnant at this time of the year, at Advent and at Christmas, it had particular poignancy, particular meaning for women who are pregnant, and I suppose also for women who would like to be pregnant and cannot be pregnant, and for people who have lost babies as well. It's a particularly poignant time. So, you know, does that strike you about how women might embrace Advent or experience Advent at this time?
Absolutely. And I think it's very poignant and meaningful when you say that women who have not had the opportunity to bear children themselves, this is their time of birthing within themselves too, and a time of waiting and patience. And of course, patience is very much a feminine virtue. We used to have that old saying long ago, patience is a virtue. Have it if you can. Always in a woman, but never in a man. But
I think with gender studies now, we're including it.
A person. So every person has this time to be patient. I love that notion of waiting, which I think women are very good at. Waiting for things. And it's also, of course, a time of listening to music, because the ear is patient. As you know, I'm obsessed by hearing that and listening. And the ear is a patient sense, whereas the eye is aggressive. And so I think this is a lovely time. There's a lovely poem that I quoted. Did you ever hear of Nicholas Slee?
I know Nicholas Lee, I know of Nicholas Lee.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I just love her poetry. And so she has written a lot. She writes very much on the divine feminine, you know. And so there's this little book, Praying Like a Woman.
Beautiful, beautiful.
She has this lovely poem for a prayer for the waiting time for Advent. Give me the resolution to say no to the good, so that I'll be ready to give my yes to the better. Of course, she's talking about Mary. Give me the courage to keep living in the open-endedness of the future, without foreclosing the mysterious work of your Spirit in my haste or fear. Great time, of course. So many times the angel says, do not fear. Give me the persistence to stay in the wilderness of unknowing until I am ready to receive your call. Give me the strength to keep still and waiting when all about me is pushing towards movement and activity and choice. Give me the acceptance to live these days in uneventfulness, simplicity hiddenness, without craving excitement, distraction, or change. Give me the grace to live in the emptiness of not doing without the rewards of achievement, fulfillment, success. Give me the wisdom, discernment, give me the wisdom to discriminate between my own impatience to move forward and your Spirit's deep stirring of my spirit when the time is right to move. Give me the faith to trust in your obscurity, the obedience to stay faithful to your mystery, and the courage to keep tryst with your inscrutability.